Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Good morning, I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
It's good to be back.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
I know.
Look at those beautiful sunflowers up there.
And the
Fall is on its way.
fall is on its way, and it's 105
It's
degrees in the
105
shade.
degrees out there. That's right.
It actually going to be today, I think.
And tomorrow.
Yeah.
Heat index.
I know.
will be, Yeah.
105.
Yeah.
I felt like it was that hot yesterday in the afternoon.
It was
Yeah.
It
warm.
was really warm. But we're so blessed in where we are because Waverly is wiped out.
Oh, absolutely.
That
That's
just breaks
true,
my
yeah.
heart, and I hope people are stepping up to help them.
Yeah, I think they are. A lot of
I
folks
think
are
so.
helping,
You know, we're fortunate where we live right here because Tullahoma is up on a high spot on the Highland Rim. Mm-hmm.
And that,
And we have
we haven't had bad
we have
rains.
some water, but it doesn't hang around real long.
No, it doesn't.
And everything's downhill from us, so we're very fortunate about, while we might have some water run through a creek here in the middle of town for a day, but that's about
Right.
it. Next day it's gone.
yeah, so far my
Yeah,
biggest...
down there on Maple Hill Drive, which is not far from our studio,
Does it get flooded?
Heinrich Clinic. Well,
Right.
they've since moved, but they'll get some water up in their backyard.
Yeah, that whole neighborhood
Yeah,
right there is
yeah,
low.
right.
But
Yeah.
but then it's gone.
Yeah.
I've seen it up around the Rocket Park right there, and in when it's
Oh, yeah.
a big one on
Right.
the baseball field, high school baseball field.
My biggest issue is it fills up the pool and I have to run it down. So that happens, but I live on a hill and I'm glad I
Right.
do. Sometimes my road is closed.
Yes,
Not
because you
a-
have to go like this to get to
Yeah,
Peggy has
that's
a pool
right.
in her house, and over the years, John and I have been able to see, or accumulate rather, numerous pictures of Peggy out by the pool
Oh,
in
my
her
goodness.
bikini.
No, you have not.
Stick around. We are going to show those
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Before our
Wouldn't that be
careers.
awesome?
So,
you. Yes, the Peggy Show.
Yeah, that's right.
Show and tell at Peggy's pool.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You guys are nuts. You know that, don't you?
Speaking about water and things like that, and our town, last night was the first quadrant meeting of the 2040 plan.
Did you go?
Yeah, I went
Good.
to Robert E. Lee, and I was a little bit disappointed in that there wasn't but about 20, 25 people there, and I was hoping there'd be 100 at least.
Was that the first meeting? What was the
First one was
Okay.
last night, then there's
Right.
one tonight. I forget
Where's
what
the
school.
one tonight?
I
It's
forget.
Farrah tonight.
Farrah
Farrah.
tonight. Then it goes to Bel Air, or maybe East Lincoln School, and then Bel Air.
I did email my suggestions to the mayor.
Good.
I wanted to have a little input because I never know what's going to happen in my life the next minute. So, but
Now, what was your input?
I'm a big person. Yeah, I'm overweight, but anyway, I'm a person that's very interested in the culture of
Sure.
our city, and I think it's that we need to continue to support South Jackson Civic Center and the Art Center and the Science Center, and there's many, many other things.
Right.
But my focus is usually on the arts,
Right.
because I think they've kept me off the street and from living under a bridge. No, I
but
think it's
there-
important for mental health and many reasons.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of issues, and the water issue is brought up because
No,
there's some
that's a
places
big
in town
issue.
where there are water problems, although they're minuscule compared to Waverly.
Oh, of course.
I know.
But
But they're
there
there.
are things, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of conversation about sidewalks because we've had recently several kids get hit walking to school.
Sidewalks would be
we don't
nice.
have. I spoke a little bit about that, and you leave downtown Tullahoma, and you can go about 3 or 4 blocks in any direction, and there's sidewalks on both sides of the street. Because that's where everybody lived.
Yeah.
And there was no mall. People walked to town, they walked to work.
Sure.
Right.
If
And they
you
were
had
healthier.
one car, you were fortunate.
Right.
know.
Right.
And those people were healthier than we are today.
And so now we're promoting Get Fit Tullahoma and Green Tullahoma.
that's wonderful.
All this stuff, but we have no sidewalks.
Right.
for people to walk on, and it's very important. You go to Franklin, they talk about making this a place where our children want to come home to. After
and
they've
that's
been out, been
important.
to college and lived in the
That's
big city for
very
a while,
important,
they
yeah.
want to raise a family. Well, part of that is walkability of a town.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Franklin, and of course Franklin's a very, very wealthy town. They have 8-10-foot sidewalks
Right.
going all the way out to the mall from Franklin.
No kidding.
Yeah,
You can,
Williamson County, of course, it's
Yeah.
the 10th richest, one of the top 10 richest counties in the nation.
In the nation, yeah.
But we have to look at those things
Yeah, we
and
have to
plan for those things.
dream big.
And the Greenway,
Yeah.
Greenway, how do we get, the Greenway is a wonderful thing, but there's only one or two places you can go park and get on it.
And get on the Greenway.
We need to make better access to these things, and a lot of that was brought up, and it was interesting what a lot of people had to say.
And really, this is a chance where anybody, it doesn't matter,
Anybody-
anybody can have their input into that.
Wealthy, poor, no matter where you live, what you own, what you drive,
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference. If you think
I
some work
agree.
needs to be done in your neighborhood, go tell somebody.
somebody,
Our roads
that's
are
right.
terrible. Our ditches are full.
Yeah.
There's potholes everywhere. Fix every road in town needs to be cared for, like the roads
main
that go,
streets, yeah.
the roads that go from the playground to the interstate.
And you'd be surprised how far behind you can get on maintaining these roads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you happen to get
Quickly.
if you happen to get an administration that just doesn't believe in doing
keeping
that
up.
kind of stuff, and 3 or 4 years and you're way behind.
Oh, yeah.
And
Now I read in a paper the other day. Of course, we're looking at the school system has asked for $15 million to recreate Farrah School. That wasn't discussed in this meeting, but it was discussed by people in the room outside of the meeting. And I heard several people say, "Oh, we don't need to spend $15 million on another school." Well, what are you going to do? Just let it fall down?
right.
I don't know. I mean, we've got to. That's one of the top things that people move to this town for
Oh, yeah.
is
it's-
education.
And I think that we've been known to have a great education system
Oh,
here.
we do.
And so I think education should be a priority.
Sure.
And I hope we keep making it a priority.
And there's a lot of things need to be done, but it's really, folks, go to these meetings and voice your opinion, because they're taking notes and they're recording all of this stuff to where they can go back and say, okay, this one said this and this one said that. One of the big things is there is no central place in Tullahoma for people to gather, particularly kids. You got a bunch of kids, they can't park in people's parking lots anymore. They allow them to be at the high school, some of them, but there's no place in town where like a town center, a place where things happen and people can gather together, and that was probably the number one thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and
Is it
maybe-
because we
maybe-
don't
For
have a courthouse?
entertainment. See, it used to be, South Jackson was the town square.
Yeah.
And that's what that place was supposed to be, that place where everybody gathered. And we need to find that place and designate it, and that's what they're doing. They're looking at everything.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
What kind of houses need to be built? Do we need condos? Do we need apartments? Do we need this kind of house, that kind
Well-
of house? Where are there places inside the city to do that?
To do that, right. In some big cities, I know in Virginia this is done, where there's apartments that people that make less money can afford to live in right alongside $100,000 homes.
Sure.
So that you have a community of mixed people,
Sure.
different incomes. I don't mean as far as race,
Right,
anybody is welcome there.
Sure.
But it is a great place of different incomes that you can live and be in a nice community, instead of cramming all the low rent places in one place. Does that make any sense?
But-
Yeah. Oh, yes, it does.
It does. It does.
Absolutely.
You know what today is?
Barely. Tuesday.
National Waffle Day.
Oh, great.
You need to go eat waffles,
I am not eating
Peggy.
waffles.
Go to the Waffle House and order a stack about this big.
Have you written a waffle story?
No, but what we're talking about, this fits pretty good. I picked this out this morning. It fits pretty well. It's called Leave It Better.
Okay.
We're here for a good time, but not for a long time. So if it's broken, fix it. If it's dirty, clean it up. Find a way to help when someone else is down on their luck. Life is a privilege, not a right. Entitlement is wrong. You must go to work and leave it better when you're gone. Leave it better when you're gone. What would it hurt? Protect clean air and water. Walk barefoot in good dirt. Respect the chores of stout folks whose backs we all ride on. And do all you can to leave it better when you're gone. There's no need for all those frowns. Leave them with a smile. If they're hungry, feed them. If they're cold, give clothes. Share what you've been given and see how it goes. You'll be surprised what's in the eyes of those to look down on. An open heart is how you start to leave it better when you're gone. Leave it better when you're gone. What could it hurt? Protect every forest and each farmer's piece of dirt. Cherish the tales of old folks whose history you stand on, and do all you can to leave it better when you're gone.
That's beautiful.
You know, and that's what we all need
That's
to
really
do.
nice. And
John has a catalog of these, by the way, and he can just go pull one
Yeah,
out.
just
that's
pull one out
appropriate.
that fits the day.
I heard on the radio the other day that Carole King, you guys remember
I know
Carole
Carole King, yeah.
Okay, that she had written 181 songs in her lifetime.
That's a
and I
lot.
thought, yeah, that's a lot, but my buddy John's
God,
written
John
more
has
than that.
written more than that,
You know,
that's
so
right.
Yeah, but hers were all recorded by somebody.
she's very wealthy, so
I know.
So I guess.
And here's one more thing we don't need to forget. We during the pandemic, I think, and of course it's returned, I think people spent a lot of time at home.
Right.
And they spent a lot of time doing stuff that they'd forgotten was fun, like playing board games and going out in the backyard and putting a tent up and showing a picture on the side of a barn and just taking a walk. You know, we saw a lot of people walking.
Right.
And this is one I wrote. This was in 17. I landed in Nashville, my bag's in Miami. 24 East is a parking lot as far as I can see. The daily mess chasing success. That's the game I play. So I forge on to get back home just to hear you say, come walk with me through a field of Queen Anne's lace. Feel the soft caress of a warm breeze on your face. Leave the grind of life behind. Embrace what used to be. Forget the plan. Just hold my hand. Come take a walk with me. A hillside, sage grass waist high. A blanket in the sun. Each embrace moves time and space like when we were young. Before life spent our innocence and left us both adult. Want it back? I know a path that's not so difficult. Come walk with me down a road that's traveled less. It's free of confrontation, pressures, guilt, and stress. We'll stroll along, skip some stones, climb up a tree. Forget the plan, just hold my hand. Come take a walk with me. Leave the grind of life behind. Embrace what used to be. Forget the plan, just hold my hand. Come take a walk with me.
That's nice.
We'll take a walk with you with the rest of this show in just a minute.
I am tremendously blessed to be living at Parkview and very happy to be part of a loving and caring community.
Best thing you can say is this really a great place to live. That's all there is to it, no doubt about that.
It's your home. You just do what you would if you were at your private home. You know, we love it. It's great.
It's just like having a whole neighborhood around you, and it's fun.
It's just a great place to live.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. is tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're coming off a couple of weeks off of the wheels of South Jackson Goes Country.
Peggy Burton's South
Peggy
Jackson.
Burton's South Jackson in red
Don't you
neon.
forget
In red neon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to ask a question. Did you sign something
I did.
that they tried to capture in the signature
That's
up
exactly
there?
my signature. And because I don't write very well, and I said to them, you don't really want my signature. I didn't know what it was for, so I just went da 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 da, like I always do, and they copied
They did it.
Yeah,
Very
that
good.
was very kind.
Very good. Well, one of the things that happens during South Jackson Goes Country, Peggy Burton's South Jackson Goes Country, is because of Peggy and her desire to educate people in the music industry and performance, is the promotion of singer-songwriters.
I'm really proud of that. Samantha Waters had a lot to do with making that come to life, and she's my director now.
Right.
And she does a great job. But this one we're showing today, that's Jerry Fox.
Jerry Fox and
Samantha
right,
Waters.
Right. And Jerry Fox was our band leader, and of course he was on the show recently.
What a
and
history he has.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's played with all of them. He's a big time guy.
We're so blessed
And
that he does the band.
His new album is Gospel Journeyman, and he's found his way back to his faith after years, and that's what it's about. And the song he'll play is a really, really good song. And then Samantha will do a song as well. So every
both of them
show,
are great
Friday,
shows,
Saturday, and Sunday,
has songwriters.
a songwriters segment,
And
that's what we're going to show you right
I'm
now.
proud to represent that because we need it.
We do.
We do.
Creators, they're wonderful. We're going to start this songwriters segment off with my friend, Mr. Jerry Fox.
Thank you, John. The CDs are out in the hallway, and tonight I have a special. If you buy 50, you get one free. I love this format where they give songwriters an opportunity to be heard, because songwriters don't get to tell the story of the song except on a writer's night or a format like this. Unless they've written the song, recorded it, and it becomes a big hit, then they can talk about it on Good Morning America. But for most of us, we don't get to talk about how the song came about. And so I'd like to give you a little background. And by the way, speaking of that CD, he didn't know I was going to do a commercial here, but it says on there's a price on there, but then it says, or whatever you can afford. But what I want to say is that if you happen to be going through a rough patch in your life, if you're having a relationship trouble with your significant other, if you're in a dysfunctional family dealing with addiction, or maybe your business isn't doing well, or you're having trouble with your business partner, I'm hoping this CD is a beacon of hope. So you just take one, okay? With my blessing, all right? This song, I hope is hopeful. It's in this CD, by the way. But it kind of comes from, whether you consider yourself a Christian or not, you have probably heard the phrase, be still and know. That's from Psalms 46. And a lot of times in the modern world, there's just so much stuff bombarding us that it's hard to do that. It's hard to be still. And there's a story in the Old Testament in 1 Kings chapter 19 about the prophet Elijah. And he's way out in the wilderness up on top of this mountain, and all of a sudden there's this huge storm, earthquakes, lightning, and thunder and rain going on. And his first thought is God is angry with him. But then that all stops. And then God speaks to him in what one of the Bible translations calls a whisper, a small voice. So I call this song Whisper in the Wind. I was searching for paradise, always round the next bend. It sometimes flashed before my eyes, then be gone again. All I wanted was some peace of mind. It was waiting for me. But I was busy with the daily grind. I was too blind to see. Like a whisper in the wind, he was calling me. Like a faithful, loving friend, showing the way to set me free. He called to me like a whisper in the wind. If you're feeling like there's no more hope and there's no place left to run, but choices made you thought would help you cope just let you down one by one. If you can find a place above the noise and listen with an open heart, you'll hear him calling with a loving voice, giving you a brand new start. Like a whisper in the wind, he's gently calling you. Like a faithful, loving friend, he will pull you through. He's calling you like a whisper in the wind. Just be still and wait on him.
listening for that gentle wind, and like a faithful loving friend, he knows your every need. He'll stay with you till the end if you'll only believe. He's calling you like a whisper in the wind. He's still calling you like a whisper in the wind. Jerry Fox, the gospel journeyman. Thank you. Now welcome Samantha Waters.
You know, just like Jerry said, there's a story behind every song. And what's beautiful is that you never know when a song is going to hit you. Sometimes it may be while you're driving. Sometimes it may be while you're doing dishes. And for me, this song, the concept of it hit me while I was in a church service. And you know, when it hits you, you have to write it down because it could just disappear. And this song is called Crossroad. And I hope it touches you like it touched me. I don't know what you've been told or what you've been through, but there's a place down this road that you're heading to. And I know you might be tempted to hit the brakes and turn around, but if you keep straight, the freeway can be found just past the crossroad where heaven hung your shame. At the crossroad, a lamb cleared your name. At the crossroad, 3 nails set you free. And at the crossroad, you were saved by the King. I won't mislead, there's gonna be some stops along the way, but if you keep true and push on through, you can drive and arrive today. And you'll know when you get there, 'cause you'll start breaking down. But just keep heart, the toll man's always around. At the crossroad where heaven hung your shame. At the crossroad, a lamb cleared your name. At the crossroad, 3 nails set you free. And at the crossroad, you were saved by the King. And when you get to the highway, it's all heaven bound. Just don't forget the lost souls and potholes that just need carried out. To that crossroad where heaven hung your shame. To that crossroad where the lamb cleared your name. At the crossroad, 3 nails set you free. And at that crossroad, you were saved by the King. Yes, at that crossroad, you were claimed by the King.
Samantha Waters, ladies and gentlemen, and journeyman Mr. Jerry Fox.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Your voice matters. Think Tullahoma 2040 is the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and the Planning Commission's 20-year growth plan. Public input is critical to the success of this comprehensive plan. Please complete the community survey at tullahomatn.gov, and you can make an impact on the future of Tullahoma by sharing your ideas. We are also inviting you to a series of public meetings starting August 23rd and running through August 26th. Go to tullahomatn.gov for the full schedule and details. Again, you can get the full details and schedules at tullahomatn.gov.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join us on September 18th at Manchester Rotary Park at 9 a.m. as we walk to fight suicide and raise awareness about mental health. Be a part of the movement turning hope into action and create a culture that's smart about mental health. Funds raised at the walk will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Sign up at afsp.org/coffeecounty.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, and help me welcome Lynn Bromfield, who is the Executive Director for Partners for Healing. And you guys are busy at work coming up with fundraiser, right?
Yes, ma'am, we are. 'Tis the season, right?
And a lot of people are going to be expecting to go on the Hill, but it's going to be different this year.
Right, a little change of scenery this year.
Right.
It's a special year, so it's our 20th anniversary this year.
Oh, awesome.
And fortunately, the one of the founders, Fran Markham, was kind enough to offer her and Dan's farm facility campus there at Avoca Lake.
That's awesome.
For us to have the activity. So, I mean, it's such a beautiful campus. And I think what might be interesting for some people, they see those gates there, but have never been behind them. So
right.
Now
you get to see all of the Markham property.
Yeah, waterfalls.
It's really beautiful out there. I love the poster, and I think we have it. There it was. Anyway, I hope everybody got a look at it. But the picture is beautiful. And when is this?
So that'll be September the 18th. It's from 3 to 7, so it's just kind of hopefully one of those lovely fall afternoons. We will have a tent just in case it decides to sprinkle on us a little bit, but
it should be nice.
Yeah, I think so.
September's good. That's Saturday, is it?
Saturday. Yes, ma'am.
From 3 to 7
3
p.m.
to 7. One of the changes we're kind of making this year is, the Healing on the Hill has kind of been an adult sort of activity.
So you're inviting children?
Definitely want this
families.
Family-friendly, bounce houses, activities
That's
for kids.
Awesome.
Games,
that'll be great fun.
Cornhole, giant Jenga, the whole nine. And one of the reasons we really wanted to do that is, Partners has been here 20 years, but we needed to be here another 20.
Right.
And so I'd love to engage some of the younger families in town.
And you have to do that.
About what we do.
So they have to come to the event. So let's go ahead right to the core and see what it costs to get tickets and where to get tickets and when.
Yes, ma'am. So a single ticket is $40, and that includes your meal and a beverage and a photo by the falls and a historical map of the facility that's going to tell you all about the buildings that used to be there, the schoolhouse and the widows' cottages, and just a lot of really interesting
wonderful,
history.
yeah.
Then for $85, we have the family pack, which is 2 adults and 2 children. All right. Food and drinks for those folks, and again, access to all the property just to run around and have fun. Then the special one is we have a VIP package.
Oh, what is that?
$250. But Fran has been kind enough to donate some Tullahoma Foundry bricks. So the bricks that were used in the building of some of the facilities there. So you can get the 2 meals and 2 adult beverages and the brick or an insulator. They actually made their own power there with the little dam for a while back in the good old days.
So buying a brick, I mean, that's part of that. Is it to be placed in a certain place?
No, it is for you to take home.
It's just for you to take
put in your
home
garden
as a memorabilia,
Right,
so
exactly.
to speak. And I saw something about, are y'all doing waffles?
No, we don't have any waffles.
Okay, what are you serving?
So we'll have the Crazy Daisy food truck.
Okay.
I was talking to her yesterday, and sounds like she's got some really interesting hot dogs. Well, not quite a waffle, but hot dogs. You know, the barbecue dog and the Southwest dog, and then a lot of the favorites that Crazy Daisy has. Their buffalo chicken wrap.
Food trucks are the thing these days. They're all over the place.
They are.
And
we will have adult beverages to purchase. We will be having beer and wine, and Crazy Daisy will be making margaritas.
And
to
that's
go with
probably
those
not
Southwest.
included in your ticket.
It is not, and that was another thing we did. We wanted to keep the ticket price reasonable for a family.
Exactly.
And still, make some benefits for the clinic. But, if there are folks that would like adult beverages,
then they can buy those.
$5 for beer and wine and $7 for the margarita, which seemed pretty reasonable.
It is very reasonable, and you keep it a party atmosphere, and everybody's happy. But I love what you're doing with kids, to have places for them to play and have a good time. And let's tell the people that don't know what it is that you do with the money that you make.
So Partners for Healing is a primary care clinic for working uninsured, and we serve Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties.
There's a lot of people that are uninsured.
There are a lot of people that are uninsured.
And
so
they need the
we
money.
have the opportunity to provide them primary care services. We also have a couple of mental health services that we've been able to provide as well. So we have a counselor 1 day a week and a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So we have some eligibility requirements to
I was going to ask about that. If there's somebody out there that feels like they need your help, do we have a number to call?
You can call 455-5014.
There it is. Right there.
Also on our website, we have all the eligibility listed on our website, and that's partnersforhealing.org.
So that's easy to find.
Yep, should be pretty easy.
And if you're outside of Tullahoma, add a 931 to that, because we do go places besides Tullahoma here. And what a wonderful thing that you do. And you've been executive director for 3 years?
2 years.
2 years.
And like I say, Partners has been around for 20, and I'm constantly amazed that the people that don't know that we're there at all.
You know, there's people that don't even know the South Jackson Civic Center is there. So open your eyes, folks. Take a look. Take a look around. Well, you all have done a lot of good over these years, and I know that during the pandemic year, you had to not do it. Is that right?
No, we were able to continue.
Were you able to
with
continue
telephone appointments.
Okay.
So that was really great. You know, a lot of our patients just have high blood pressure or need diabetes medication. It's like that stuff doesn't stop because of pandemic. So,
but the fundraiser.
The fundraiser, we did a sponsorship program. We did our outreach to our local businesses.
And don't we have some wonderful local businesses?
We absolutely do. We've been really excited already this year with folks that have responded.
And I wonder, do you have? Are you looking for sponsors?
We are, and that's also on our website. Or happy to have you come by the or give me a call.
So you probably have a lot of different levels for your sponsorships, and I don't know. I worry about our community because a lot of people are looking for money, especially these days, because it's been hard, and but they still give. We have a very
and I think people just need to find the cause that's important to them.
Right.
What speaks to you.
So let's look at this poster and just make sure we've got. Where do they get the tickets? That's what I.
So you can get the tickets on the website. You purchase through PayPal, and you're emailed the ticket. We
Okay.
also have tickets there at the clinic. Happy for you to come
So
by.
you can go by and pick up tickets
That's right,
if you
and
want
we'd
to.
love to show you around the clinic and show you what we're doing there while you're there visiting.
And if people that don't know where the Markham residence is, how do they find that?
So
I guess there's an address here.
There is an address. We'll put it on the tickets and things just
Okay.
to kind of make sure we don't have.
So they can put it into their
right. You put it in your GPS and find
the
your
place.
for sure.
The Markhams are very kind to open up their home for this.
They are.
And if it does rain, I'm sure it'll go as planned and everybody have a great time. Is there anything you want to add to what's happening? Let's just reiterate that the time is September 18th from 3 to 7. Get your tickets online, and there's the phone number, and make an effort to get there. Take your family. I just love that.
Yeah. We will have a silent and live auction. The Tennessee Valley Woodworkers are so
good.
kind to us.
And they do
we've got
beautiful work.
Vince Zaccardi and John Harton have already given us some lovely pieces.
Have you seen what Vince Zaccardi did with the tree at South Jackson?
Amazing.
You know, he didn't put that statue up, but he took pieces from the tree and made beautiful things. He's an amazing man.
He's an artist for sure.
Well, Lynn, thanks for coming, and
well, thank you for
good
having
luck. I know it's going to be a wonderful thing. September 18th, don't miss it. We'll be back.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever. You'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman. And I'm Pat Welch. And John, we're here today for segment 88. Blinky and Scratchy. It's Blinky and Scratchy, and we're out 88 and out the gate.
This has nothing to do with the subject matter in which we're going to speak about.
We've had one recent that was a really good segue, so I guess we can balance that out with one that's going to be tough.
That'll be rare.
Yeah.
I've played around and played around this old town too long. Summer's coming on, yes, winter's coming Papa rides to Johnny, but Johnny can't come home. Johnny can't come home, no, Johnny can't come home. Papa rides to Johnny, but Johnny can't come home. He's been in the chain gang too long. I've laid around and played around this old town too long. Summer's almost gone, yes, winter's coming on. I've laid around and played around this old town too long, and I feel like I've got to travel on. Yes, I feel like I've got to travel on. You know, I don't know if that's the right words to that song or not. I learned it years ago, and I didn't go over them too much, but maybe it's close enough that people can recognize it.
John, you're doing better holding on to the words of the songs you got questions about than the ones you're supposed to be able to handle.
Well,
you swallowed a word or two last week.
Alzheimer's is being held off at the moment.
That's it.
But anyway.
That's it. Classic mind. Classic mind.
We're going to talk. I think this is so interesting. Now, the folks out there might not think it's interesting, but when I was a young man, my brother played in a rock and roll group there in Murfreesboro at MTSU. You know, he was majoring in music and dance bands and this sort of thing, and while minoring in his academics there at MTSU. But anyway, they had a group called Thankful Taylor, and Thankful Taylor. I said, Jimmy, where'd y'all come up with that name? He said, well, it's a woman over here in Rutherford County that swallowed a snake one time, and I thought, how odd a name that is, Thankful Taylor. Well, I did a little research later on to find out that Thankful Taylor really was a lady who swallowed a snake. She was located near Christiana. A young woman lived with her mother, stepfather, east of Christiana in South
When would this
Rutherford
been,
County.
John? When does
it's in the late 1800s.
Okay.
And about 1870s. That
and there's
stretch.
a picture of that's her right there, John.
That's Thankful Taylor right there. She and this.
Is that before or after the snake?
Listen to this description of her.
Okay.
Said Thankful was a stringy girl in her teens who was not much in the way of looks, but hardworking and sturdy health.
Well, back in Christiana in those days, that'd probably be the strong and hard worker would probably be a better mate selection.
I mean, somebody could have written that a little nicer, I think. One day while taking a break from field work, now she was young, but kids started in the fields early in life. I think she might have had the situation at as early as age 6. She stopped at a spring and took water. You know, she was trying to refresh herself from a spring. Well, cup your hands or get your head down in there, take a drink, whatever. And she felt maybe something, a little string she might have swallowed. But several weeks later, Thankful began to suffer convulsions, interrupting her sleep and shocking family members by their increasing intensity. On recommendation from a sympathetic neighbor, Thankful drank strong liquor and wine, which produced even more convulsions. Some witnesses of her suffering...
That had nothing to do with the snake and all with the whiskey.
reported seeing movement in her abdomen, even when the poor girl was still sleeping. Thankful was afflicted by a live snake in her stomach. Strangely enough, medical history tells us that reptiles growing inside the human body has happened years prior to this even. Probably still goes on today.
This is a classic. Keep going.
You don't know about this, do you, Pat?
No,
You're such a smart aleck and think you know about everything. Dr. Bartley Newton White, Sr., a native bell buckle gentleman, was identified as a neighboring physician and a member of the Rutherford County Medical Society. from 6 years to these convulsive spells worsened, she was 13. That's when it became very serious. Several physicians had treated her over a period of years without a conclusive diagnosis or successful remedy. A severe attack had occurred in 1869 while attending Faithful in February of 1873, when the convulsions lasted for several days, but then seemed to be relieved. The attacks resumed in August of 73, and Dr. White noted the dark brown head of what he concluded was a tapeworm in Thankful's mouth.
Ooh.
When he attempted to extract it by thrusting a pointed instrument through it, the patient, Thankful, jerked his hand and his instrument away. This attack of convulsions persisted for weeks and months later. Later, a Dr. Joshua Berger from McMinnville examined her. Her symptoms were more violent, and movements of this reptile in her stomach could be easily seen. Dr. Berger and Dr. White brought in a third physician, a Dr. Whitson.
All right, now we've got Murfreesboro and McMinnville doctors working on this medical history. Yes.
This poor lady.
And where did the third man come from? Is that noted in
I don't know if
research?
I might get to it in my notes.
Okay. MD Anderson, John Hopkins,
I think
Mayo Clinic.
Not very far from Christiana, I'm sure. On Monday and Tuesday, January 26, 27, 1874, the story of a woman with a snake in her stomach appeared in the McMinnville and Nashville newspapers. Note this: physicians in the 1870s were apparently not bound by patient confidentiality.
HIPAA had no. It wasn't up then.
No. Treatments were tried to induce vomiting, salt water. Next tried starving the patient and starving the snake. He then gave Thankful a combination of coal oil, spirits of turpentine, carbolic acid in very large doses. Apparently, both Thankful and her affliction survived the treatment. The snake and she survived these treatments. Berger, the doctor, theorized that the reptile could go down into the intestine and remain there while the medicines were being given. Finally, in 1874, Dr. Berger was summoned to the home of Thankful Taylor. The mother reported that she grabbed the reptile from Thankful's mouth and extracted it. It proved to be a living snake. Show that picture. 23 inches in length, with light and dark stripes and white abdomen. The patient commenced vomiting profusely, but expressed she felt relieved, like a great load had been removed from her stomach. Now,
how long did you say that snake?
23 inches in length.
Gone from when she swallowed it at 6 years old, was that right? And like a little string.
Like a thread or whatever in the water, and that wonderful spring water that she had tasted.
John, this story is either going to bring the conversation with John and Pat to absolute national acclaim, or it's going to finish us. There won't be any in between. Keep going.
In the handwritten documentation of the case prepared in August of 1874, Berger wrote, "She has been relieved of all symptoms, and she had previous to the extraction of the snake. In fact, she seems to have been restored to perfect health." The 140-year-old specimen bathed in a preservative, a fancy little jar, is a quiet reminder of the media and professional furor caused by the 1874 case of Rutherford County woman with a snake in her stomach, the lady known as Thankful Taylor. And the band my brother played in, Thankful Taylor was the name of their band. They picked up sort of a odd type of name and an odd type situation.
It's been a challenge to make through that, John, and you accused me of and my wife has accused me of scratching my legs when I was nervous, but I'm going to tell you, when you got to the point there where the doctor could see two eyes of something in her mouth, that I had to clamp down on the seat to hold on where I didn't.
That would be so scary.
It would be awful.
That'd be awful. But it happened it's happened before, and it's happened probably afterwards, but Lord have mercy, I think if I drink water out of a hose, back in Chapel Hill they say hose pipe, I think I'm going to let it run a few minutes before I take a sip.
I'm going to make sure
there might be a spider or something else inside there.
I'm going to go see one of my relatives in the medical profession next time I think I've swallowed something that feels like a thread. John, that probably wraps up 88.
Yeah.
And we've always referenced whether management let us come back. I imagine this program will definitely undergo a severe evaluation process from management. We hope we can come back.
Some people be saying the poor snake.
That's correct. Over and out,
There are a lot of
maybe for the
animal
last time,
lovers
but
out there.
hopefully not. Thank you all.
Bye.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're going to bring you some more Peggy Burton, South Jackson Goes Country songwriters. These two guys are great.
Randy Fincham.
Randy Fincham.
He's the one that did the workshop
where the
for
song
that
came from.
Yeah.
Song came from
Hometown
Calling.
Yeah, it's
and then
cute.
Paul Lewis, one of the Lewis, head of the Lewis clan, who they're all there's
talented.
Lewises all over the show everywhere.
I love them.
Great family, great people. Grandma makes the best hot pickle you have ever eaten in
biscuits.
your life, and
you know
Gracie
what?
makes biscuits.
The grandchildren are doing it now.
Dilly dough.
No, the grandchildren are making biscuits.
Sourdough breads.
Fabulous.
And that's just wonderful. They're great folks, and so we're going to take you to this songwriter segment was, this was Saturday night.
I believe so, yeah.
Saturday night. So, songwriters.
How's everybody out there doing tonight in T-Town? Yeah. 42 years. My gosh, this show's been going on 42 years, Paul. That's longer than the Dukes of Hazzard was on the air, you know. That's how we measure time down here, isn't it? You know, we sit back here as songwriters and try to think how we're going to intro a song, and I really don't know any other way to say it, but earlier tonight, as the pictures of the people who passed away last year were scrolling across the wall over there, one of them was a guy that wrote this song with me about a year ago, right after we did this show last time. I talked to him on the phone, and he was just as fine as can be. Little did he know or I know that was the last time I was going to get to talk to him. And he passed away not long after. And this song that we wrote had a whole different meaning to it because he left behind a lot of love in the world. And there's two guys that I think of every time I play this song. Mr. John Condroni, the co-writer, and my father, Tullahoma native Ronald L. Fincham Sr., who passed away about 12 years ago. So y'all think about while I'm playing this, maybe you can think about who left their mark on your life, and realize this, that you leave your mark on a lot of other lives too every dang day. You may not know it, but you do, I guarantee you. You leave a lot of love in the world. It just takes one step to go the extra mile, like calling your mama when you ain't talked in a while, or when the car behind you finds out you've already paid. Everybody can make somebody's day, and it won't cost you nothing to give a little something. Plant a seed in the dry ground. Rain starts to trickle, turns into a ripple. Before you know it, it goes pouring down like that flower pushing through the dirt. We can leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Tipping your waitress to help her make ends meet, or giving your jacket to that old man on the street. No, it won't be wasted, it'll all come back around. It's not what you're giving up, it's what you're passing down. And it won't cost you nothing to give a little something. Plant a seed in the dry ground. Rain starts to trickle, turns into a ripple. Before you know it, it comes pouring down like that flower pushing through the dirt. We can leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Leave a little love in the world. Don't worry about that debt, no, no. 'Cause the more love you give, the more love you're gonna get. The more love you're gonna get. And it won't cost you nothing, give a little something. Plant a seed in the dry ground. Rain starts to trickle, turns into a ripple. Before you know it, it comes pouring down. Be that sun shining through the hurt. And like that flower pushing through the dirt, we can leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. Leave a little love in the world. Whoa, whoa. It just takes one step to go the extra mile.
Randy Fincham, ladies and gentlemen. Great song, Randy.
Great song.
Brother Paul, you got a song about one of the South Jackson family, right?
That's right.
Oh, let me put my capo on here because we're going to have to get extra high on this one.
John Gray's been talking tonight about family. We got a good family here at South Jackson. And one of the most important is my kissing country cousin and yours, Sadie Gruesome. But we started thinking, don't know a lot about her. Well, we know a few things about her. But I put together this little song, kind of talk about Miss Sadie and let y'all know something about her. Let's see if we can get through this. And by the way, if y'all pick up the words and want to help me out, I'll be glad you join me.
Ooh, she's here.
All right. Sadie, Sadie Gruesome, she's stuck in Granny Low gear. Sadie, Sadie Gruesome, she's queen of the double wide rear. Well, she's around the middle and broad across the rump. Makes buttermilk go sour, she's ugly as a stump. She's short and she's pretty, as sweet as can be, but nobody's gruesome as our Sadie. Sadie, Sadie Gruesome, she's stuck in Granny Low gear. Sadie, Sadie's gruesome, queen of the double wide rear. Ask me about the hog pen and Sadie.
Oh, I was hoping you'd ask me to ask you. So I'm going to ask you. Tell us about the hog pen.
Well, we was all sitting at the house one day, and Uncle Nerval pulls up in the yard with this scrawny little girl by the hand. She wasn't but about this high. Still pretty wide, though. We said, Uncle Nerval, where in the world did you come up with this little girl? He said, well, I found her in the hog shack out behind the hog pen. Now, I don't know how long she's been there, but the hogs are happy with her. They really appreciate her. They're all fat and sassy. So she's good for them hogs. Well, Uncle Nerval, what we going to do? Well, he said, I reckon I'm going to keep her. I appreciate her too. Said we had to dig up the garden the other day. Man, you should have seen her rooting them taters. She picked up a thing or two from them hogs. All right, here we go. Y'all help me now. Sadie Gruesome. She's stuck in Granny Low gear. Sadie Gruesome. She's queen of the double wide rear. Well, she burns the beans and biscuits every time she cooks. Grown men are scared to death with just a single look. She's the one you call to stop the party. Ain't nobody gruesome as our Sadie. Sadie Gruesome. She's stuck in Granny Low gear. Sadie Gruesome. She's queen of the double wide rear. She's queen of the double wide rear. Thank y'all.
Mr. Paul Lewis, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and what we're going to do now is we're going to continue on with our South Jackson songwriters.
I think we're featuring you next, aren't we?
I don't know.
Well, it's about time.
Featuring me next. Well, I won't say anything except for this. I'm very proud of both of the songs I did.
They're great songs.
One I did, I'll explain why I did them, but I wrote one with a 12-year-old in North Dakota about bullying, which I think is exceptional. They're both exceptional songs, but what do you say when you write them? I realize not all of them are. I think these two are pretty
two
special.
are very special.
So, John Gray.
You know, folks, songwriting's everybody tells you that writes them, it's a pretty interesting thing where they come from. You know, they just show up in all kinds of different places. And the idea and that thing that sparks not always genius, but at least imagination. It's important when that happens that you do something with it. And you think in the middle of the night, oh, I'll remember that in the morning. No, you won't. Or I don't have to write that down tomorrow, I'll remember it. Or later on today, no, you won't. And if you have lines to something, you need to go ahead and write them and, you know, give it just a little bit of flesh to where when you look back at it, you understand where your mind was when you wrote that stuff down and you can pick it up. I was watching NFL football, and I know that might make a lot of people mad, but that's just, I like football. And there was a very nice looking big black gentleman with a big white beard. I don't know whether he was an actor or an ex-football player, and he was doing a PSA for them about diversity and equality. And his hook line was, no matter what we do, we've got to keep moving the sticks. And I thought, man, that is a really cool line, moving the sticks. You know, get those changed and, you know, get that, go move on down the field. Well, in the things he's discussing, you know, we may have made some strides, but this is something that is going to go on forever and ever. And that is how we treat each other and how we think about each other, and moving the sticks forward is how we take care of this. So I wrote Moving the Sticks, and I'm going to present that to you right now. Put love back in where hate has been. Keep moving the sticks, use everything in the chain. You don't win with one, first and 10, so line up and try again. No matter the game, more still remains. There's so much to be fixed. It's up to you, do all you can do to keep on moving the sticks. America's not perfect, just fighting to be the best. But some old beliefs still lay heavy on the chest. It's not only about color or those with different views. Search deep and see, it just might be about me and you. And there's one thing we must do. Keep moving the sticks and use every link in the chain. So line up and try again. No matter the game, more still remains. There's so much to be fixed. It's up to you. Do all you can do to keep on moving the sticks. The powerful profit on pain. As far as we look back, the check of change is written again, but never can be cashed. We laugh with no joy. Tears don't erase the pain. Promises just noise, backed up with disdain. How can we be equal, all fighting diversity? The big bucks man might own the band, but the dance belongs to you and me. And together we can set each other free. Keep moving the sticks, use every link in the chain. You don't win with one, first and 10, so line up and try again. No matter the game, more still remain. There's so much to be fixed. It's up to you. Do all you can do. Keep on moving the sticks. Keep moving the sticks. Keep moving the sticks. Put love back in where hate has been. Thank you very much. I wish I could sing like the rest of these folks, but I'm doing the best I can. This next song was written by the son of a fella. He's a farmer up in North Dakota, and I write music for him. He's a country music singer up there. He called me one day and he said, my son Caden needs to talk to you. He has a problem with bullying. And I said, well, why didn't he talk to you? You're his dad. And he said, no, he wants to write. He wants you to help him write a song about it. And you know, bullying is another one of those things that's on everybody's tongue on the talk shows, not only about kids, being bullied by your boss, being bullied by the economy, being bullied by all kinds of stuff. Everybody's getting bullied. But I asked him, I said, well, Caden, what's the problem? Are you being bullied? And he said, no, I have a friend who's been in a wheelchair almost all his life. And because of that, I have some other friends that are challenged in one way or another. And we're in junior high, and they get roughed up pretty good by the in crowd and all the people who think they're cool. And he said, I said, well, what would you like to do? And he said, you know, I've got a track meet this week, and I would love for my friend, I'd like to trade places with him. And I'd love for him to run the race and me sit in his wheelchair. And I said, you know, son, there's your song right there. Trading places. His dad sang this, and I wish I had his dad's voice, but I don't. But I'm going to humbly try to deliver you Trade Places. Being a kid, remember the things you did. Were you kind? Were you mean? So hard to be a teen. You're too short. You're too fat. Did your mommy dress you like that? I walk in another's shoes and look through could trade places. I'd give my eyes to see, legs so they could run free, my ears to help them hear, my voice to speak clear. Now would this world be a better place, thinking of more than just me? A walk in another's shoes, a look through their eyes may teach us all the lesson. Love's where the answer lies, and I'd love to see their faces. If we could trade places, we're all gonna change the longer that we live. I pray you don't just take, but learn how to give. God gives us a choice to show compassion with our voice, with our heart, with our hands. We'll build a greater plan. This world would be a better place, thinking of more than just me. A walk in another's shoes, a look through their eyes will teach us all a lesson. Love's where the answer lies, and I'd love to see their faces. If we could trade places, we could trade places. Thank you very much. That's the end of the songwriters section.
What does caring look like? This is what caring looks like.
This is setting an example for others.
This is rising to the challenge.
This is doing what works. This is doing my part.
This is doing your part.
Each of us individually.
Acting as one. Keeping your distance, no matter how awkward it may seem.
This is wearing a mask.
Over your nose and mouth, like we are. Keeping our distance. Each wearing masks.
Not under your chin.
Not above your head.
Not in your hand.
But over your nose and mouth.
This is listening to the expert. If you'll just wear one of these.
Caring makes community.
And this is what caring looks like.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
The food at Parkview, well, I haven't had a bad meal there yet.
The food at Parkview is absolutely scrumptious. I mean, it is really good. It's just like home cooking.
And then there are the cookies. Oh my, they bake cookies every day, and they are super.
The food is truly incredible, and it's like being on a cruise ship.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we just have a short period of time to tell you goodbye. Don't forget, Friday night, 7 o'clock, the ball game. It's the coffee pot game. It's in Manchester. Tullahoma Wildcats are 1-0, and we want to make it 2-0, and we want to bring this coffee pot back to the John Olive
Absolutely.
Fifth Quarter Show this
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
I'm always torn between the two, but
Well, yeah, that's right, because you've been
graduated
around
in
both of
Coffee
them. so-
County, and so I find myself on the edge here.
On the edge. Well, we're on the edge of saying goodbye. Thanks, folks, for watching. We'll see you next time.